Hey, bunch of catfishers. Welcome to episode 2 of Catty Wagon Conversations. Is it just me, or does anybody think that COVID has got this world screwed up like beyond measure? And I'm talking more than just on any political front or anything of your personal beliefs. I'm just talking about in general. I'm working from home these days. My wife just went back to work in the office, and I'm working from home still. And on top of that, I'm teaching our 4 kids on their homeschooling thing, and it's a mess. I don't know if anybody else is having the same problems that we're having, but we're constantly having technology issues with logins, trying to find what work they're supposed to do. And I don't blame anybody. God bless the teachers. And I can imagine what they're going through. It's hard enough when you're there, let alone when you're trying to resolve issues remotely. And most of these teachers, they're not IT people per se. They're techie. I'm techie. But I still have issues with a lot of these things. On top of that, you've got everything else that's going on. Right now I'm recording this while I'm at my son's football practice. And sports, that's another thing that's completely wonky and wrong right now. It seems like everything wants to become political now. Your professional players, it started off with them with the whole I want to take a kneel or take kneel during the anthem thing. Then it went down to your colleges and high schools kneeling during the anthem, and now you've got the great racial divide that's going on, and you're having the same thing happen. You've got your professional players that want to speak out against it. Your college players that are speaking out against them. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see your high schoolers rolling that out pretty soon. Now that fall sports are coming up. And on top of that, you factor in the COVID factor. My son's on middle school, 8th grade football team, and pretty much they've already told us that they're going to be practicing 5 days a week for a 2-game season at this point. All the other teams in the division have decided that they didn't want to, take the risk. They said they have a couple more games, maybe 4 more games that they were trying to get lined up, but they don't know. I can be a very political person. I'm not going to speak about my politics on here. That's not what I designed this for. Those of you who know me know what my political stances are, and I'll stand by those, but it's just got it all screwed up. I don't know how the season will go for them, and it was a point where football was the thing I had to look forward to this year. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. NFL out this season. I told my wife, I said, I've got Kentucky football to look forward to now. I was already, went the way of the dodo as far as Kentucky basketball is concerned. Once we started getting the ones and dones, but then they decided they wanted to make a political stance. I have nothing against people making their political statements. I do not. That's what our God-given right is as an American citizen. However, there are times and places to do that, and I don't do it when I'm at work because my work frowns upon it. So I'm getting on a soapbox. But it all ties back into the fact that after that, the only thing I had to look forward to was my son's football. And now we're down to 2 games because of COVID. Then on top of that, if you want to factor in the whole mess that I can't buy fishing supplies. I don't know how many times I have went to Walmart trying to either find, line, sinkers, hooks, anything. I can't find a thing. Every so often I'll go in and I'll find, maybe some 2-ounce egg sinkers. And I'll grab those when I can. I have on occasion ran in and found some 80-pound test line, and I'm like, I have nothing that can handle an 80-pound test line. I've thought about buying it because it was on sale for like 94 cents, but I didn't, the whole budget. I have had to resort to ordering, my fishing tackle, my terminal tackle. I've had to order it from Cabela's online just because you can't find it anywhere else. On top of that, you go into Walmart looking for actual rods and reels. You're doing good if you can catch them in. I have luckily caught a couple in when I was looking for something. Had some birthday money I was looking to spend, and I found a little catfish combo. Picked it up for a pretty good price. Maybe on a later video we'll talk about it. But I remember earlier in the spring when I was trying to get the kids their rods and reels, bluegill fish. I had to make several trips to Walmart just to get, rods and reels for them because they couldn't keep that many in stock. And what it is, comes to the fact that, nobody can do anything except for fish. I know prior to this year, it's been several years since I've been out on the lake or rivers or anything like that doing any fishing, but it seems like there's a lot more people out on the lake this year than what there has been previously. So, that's what people are doing. And I'm glad that people are out fishing. I'm glad that there are people taking their kids out fishing. That's the perfect memory maker, in my opinion. Spending time with your kids. But it's hurting us. If you're trying to buy tackle, you can't find it. I've got to the point where if I could find the extra money laying around somewhere, I think I'm just going to break down and probably order the molds and the smelting thing to actually make my own weights. That'll be a project probably for this fall and this winter. We'll see though. But yeah, and it's affected us in more ways than one. And some people it's brought out the best of us. Some people it's brought out the worst of us. The whole thing with the face masks. Again, that's a topic that I won't get into. Those of you who know me know my stance on things. But I've seen it bring out the best, and I've seen it bring out the worst in people. It's just not a good time right now. It's a scary time. It's a time of concern. It's a time of worry. Every day it seems like there's a new fear factor that comes into play. It seems to be a running meme on Facebook about a new month's here, what's the next thing that's coming? And it seems like that's what it's been all year long. Starts with COVID. That keeps running in the background. Kentucky's numbers, we're still high. We're still running high every day. I want to put a joke in there, but I'm not going to. But yeah, our numbers are still running high. It's still on the back burner there. But then you have everything else that falls into place. You've had hurricanes hitting the Gulf, coming through with flash floods going on here in Kentucky. You've got rioting, looting, violence in the streets. I've quit watching news So I couldn't tell you half the thing that's going on currently. I just know that it seems like every time you hear some kind of update from a news thing, there's been another riot somewhere. There's more violence going on somewhere. I know at last I heard there was, what, 60-some days straight of rioting and protesting and such going on in Seattle. So I don't even know if that's still going on or not. I'm sure it probably is. But it's just never stops. I'm an ardent believer that we are living in the last days. I would not be surprised, at any moment, if we were gone. Just because God said, I've had enough of this. Just know, it's made for some interesting times. It's made for me. You see what the real people really are. You see how things can do. You can see how adaptive people are. You can see how adaptive people aren't. It's been a real interesting time. I mean, you've really been able to see a lot of different things. Some good, some bad. Hey, I started making videos. Didn't think that would happen. But as long as we're here, we'll see about making videos. Hope you like the updates that I've tried to make. I'm learning more about video editing. Never was my forte. I had been, advertising public relations in college, but that's been 20 years ago since I've done any kind of work on graphic design of any kind, and I can say the software has changed quite a bit. So just bear with me as we go through changes as far as with editing and things like that goes. And I'll try to make it better and more interesting. Like I said, I've got things coming down the pipes that I want to do. So we'll see what happens with those. In the meantime, if you like my stuff, just like it, hit subscribe. Leave me some comments if you have any ideas, any suggestions, any comments that you want to make. Just leave me a comment. Say hi. Tell me where you're from, especially if you don't know me. It's the kind of thing I'm looking for. So, till next time on Catty Wagon Conversations, or just regular video that comes out, keep your lines tight, guys, and stay safe, and God bless y'all. I'm going to follow that up on a side note. My wife tells me that for some reason I'm a little dry and boring on these videos. So with that in mind, just for you, sweetheart, these two muffins are in the oven. One muffin looks at the other and goes, "Man, it sure is hot in here." Other muffin goes, "Ah, a talking muffin!" Thanks.
If you like my daddy's video, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment.